So this is your yen analysis for Thursday, the 2nd of August. Now, let's just have a look what in prices and where prices may likely go. So previously here on the euro against the yen, we saw prices trade through the 30.94. We weren't able to hold above the 30.94. While we did close above it, we weren't able to hold above it. We weren't able to hold support above 30.94. What we did instead see was a retracement down towards this area of confluence of 30.60 horizontal level, along with the 400 period moving average. We use it as a springboard for a retest of that 30.94. And again, we broke above it, closed above it twice, but we weren't able to hold it as support on the second time of asking for another test. Instead, what we did do was form a bit of a double top here. On the euro against the yen. We weren't able to hold support in around 30.94, and what we did see was a subsequent breakdown in prices. So we broke through the 30.60 without a confluence of the 400 period moving average, broke through with a very strong momentum candle here to the downside, very strong break, and we've seen that momentum follow through, test the 200 period average, brief bullish bounce before breaking beyond the 200 period average, and it's at 129.95. So if we do continue to hold beyond the 129.95, but then looking for price head down towards this 129.45, and if there is sufficient volatility to the downside to bring us beyond the 129.45, we would possibly expect the far end of the range may just be in around that 129 here. I can't anticipate prices head all the way down towards this 128.59 unless we do have quite a extraordinary amount of volatility to the downside here on the euro against the yen. So we do have to be aware that we might see a break back above the 129.95, and if we do hold the 129.95, possibly looking for a test of that 30.60 with data confidence of 400 period moving average, thus increased likelihood of seeing sell-side momentum come into the market from that level. But that's all. I would only think that would be a possibility if we do break back above and hold above the 129.95 with a 200 period moving average. And again, beyond the 130.60, beyond the 130.60, I don't anticipate prices moving beyond the 130.60, but if we did, again, we're looking at this key, what has become a key level here more recently, around a 30.94. Previously encountered resistance around slightly above this 130.94. So again, we'll look to see if we do find that resistance there. And let's have a look here at the daily chart before wrapping it all up. So on the daily chart, we get scale on here correct, and well, let's get this all correct now, shouldn't we? So on the daily chart, we see we had this move up towards a 32.02, then a confluence of a 200 period moving average. We have had a pretty consistent sell-off down towards the support. Down towards support. I think it's the 129 support, I think it was. Down towards support, we've had a bullish bounce towards that 30.94. We've encountered some difficulty. Had a pretty strong reaction, posted a somewhat bearish day. Didn't close near the very lows, but pretty close to it. And so far today, we are seeing that sell side momentum coming back into the market. So if we are to see the follow through to the downside, from a perspective, we'll be looking to see our prices react towards the 129. If we were to see this continued breakdown in prices, we're going to see our price react towards 129. Previously, our low just here prior was the 129.12. Ultimately, we are looking to target the 129 for a possible bullish bounce here on the euro against the yen. Overall, though, the trend remains to the upside despite this rather sharp retracement. Now, we do have to be aware that we do appear to be putting in a lower high at present, so we'll see whether we can post relative higher lows as we come back quite a bit off the highs, or whether we'll test our previous lows. If we do break down that, we might be seeing a bit of a turnaround in trend, in which case we might be seeing either some greater degree of yen strength or euro weakness going forward. So we do have to be aware of that if we do see that very strong retracement beyond the 129. But for now, we still remain in a somewhat trend to the upside here on euro yen, despite the fact that we have come off quite a bit from February when we were trading in around the 137s. We've had a recovery since May, so we'll see if this recovery continues or if we do see a breakdown and possibly lower prices here towards the mid-20s on the euro yen. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the euro yen analysis. Thanks for watching.